In the year 2347, humanity stood at the pinnacle of its interstellar expansion. Colonies dotted distant worlds, connected by trade, diplomacy, and a shared vision for a thriving galactic civilization. Aboard the Vanguard a state-of-the-art deep space research vessel, Dr. Ilara Mendez led a crew tasked with pushing the frontiers of human knowledge further into the cosmos. But as they surveyed the outskirts of the luminal nebula, they encountered something that no one could have anticipated: a signal. It wasn't just any signal. Buried within the swirling cosmic gases of the nebula, it was fragmented, distorted, and patchy, yet unmistakably human. Broadcasts in a multitude of ancient languages came through, interspersed with 21st-century pop songs, fragments of news reports, and crackling transmissions of old family conversations. It was like an echo from Earth's past, rebounding across the stars. Ilara's initial curiosity quickly turned to astonishment as she began to decode the contents. "It's impossible," she whispered, staring at the data scrolling across the holographic screen. Her fellow crew members exchanged glances, equally perplexed. Commander Jax Thornton, the ship's captain, approached. "What do we have here, Doctor?" It seems to be transmissions from Earth, dating back centuries. Songs, stories, even old public service announcements," Ilara replied, her eyes wide. But that's not the strangest part. She brought up a wave pattern analysis, revealing that the signal seemed to be intentionally structured, almost like a message within the message. Structured? So not just random broadcasts floating out from Earth. Jax's brow furrowed as he examined the data. If the origin's here, in the nebula, then how could human broadcasts get this far out? The question hung in the air unanswered. For generations, humanity had used radio waves to communicate, and some of those ancient signals had certainly ventured out into the cosmos. But the luminal nebula was light years away from Earth, far beyond where those early transmissions should have faded to nothingness. And yet here they were, echoing back as if deliberately placed for them to find. Ilara's fingers danced over the holographic controls, filtering through the layers of static and distortion. She enhanced a section of audio, letting it play over the ship's speakers. A familiar voice filled the room. "To all of you out there, wherever you are, stay strong, stay human." It was a fragment from an old radio broadcast, a voice from a time when Earth had faced a world-shaking crisis. It resonated with a strange immediacy, as if the speaker knew the Vanguard crew was listening. "This is more than a coincidence," Ilara said, her voice firm. "We need to trace the source." Jax hesitated, eyeing the dense, swirling colors of the nebula displayed on the forward view screen. It was a region known for unpredictable gravitational fluctuations and other spatial anomalies. Entering it would be dangerous. But the significance of the signal could not be ignored. He gave a slow nod. "All right, plot a course. We're going in." The crew's anticipation thickened as they prepared to delve into the nebula's depths, driven by a growing sense of urgency. Somewhere in that shifting sea of starlight lay answers to a mystery that connected humanity's distant past with its far-reaching future. As the engines roared to life, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that what they were about to uncover would change everything they thought they knew about their place in the galaxy. As the Vanguard ventured deeper into the luminal nebula, the ship's hull shimmered under the intense bursts of colored light swirling outside. The nebula was a turbulent realm, its dense gases and unpredictable gravitational waves challenging the ship's navigation systems at every turn. Automated warnings blared, demanding constant course corrections. Each maneuver was a delicate dance as the ship wove through the radiant chaos, its thrusters firing in brief bursts to counteract the sudden distortions in spacetime. Inside the ship, the atmosphere was tense but electric. Dr. Ilara Mendez monitored the signal's fluctuations on the main console. Each step closer seemed to amplify its strength, and new layers of data began to emerge. As she filtered out the interference, more fragments became decipherable. The voices now included desperate pleas, moments of laughter, and the occasional eerie silence. It was as if the signal was a patchwork of human experiences, stitched together in a way that defied logical explanation. "Hey Lara, we're picking up an unusual energy spike," reported Lieutenant Ree from the navigation station. "It's coming from a region up ahead. Looks like a pocket of unstable gravity." She projected a holographic map showing a distorted bubble in space, where time and distance appeared to warp. Elara squinted at the display, her pulse quickening. "That's where the signal is strongest," she said. "It's as if it's emanating from inside that anomaly." Captain Jax Thornton leaned over the console, his gaze steady. "Prepare the ship for gravitational turbulence. We're going through," he ordered. The crew braced themselves as the Vanguard surged toward the anomaly, the hull creaking under the strain. As they penetrated the distorted region, reality seemed to stretch and bend. Crew members experienced strange sensations, voices from the signal whispering in their ears, memories that didn't belong to them flickering in their minds. For Elara, it was more than just fleeting impressions. She saw vivid visions of an ancient Earth, people huddled around radios, clinging to hope in dark times. It was as if she was there with them, feeling their fears and dreams. The ship's systems fluctuated, screens flickering and lights dimming. For a moment, everything went dark. Then, as suddenly as it began, the turbulence ceased. The Vanguard emerged into a calm, open pocket within the nebula, a space of almost unnatural stillness. In the distance, the crew saw it, a massive, shadowy silhouette floating in the cosmic fog. It was a ship, ancient and alien in design, its hull covered in a mosaic of runes and strange symbols that glowed faintly against the darkness. "Scans indicate no life signs aboard," Ree said, her voice hushed as though unwilling to disturb the silence. "But there's definitely power running through the structure." Elara's heart raced. "This must be where the signal is coming from," she breathed, already piecing together theories. If this alien vessel had been transmitting echoes from Earth, how had it come to possess them, and why? As the Vanguard drew closer, they noticed details that defied explanation. Objects attached to the ship's exterior, earthly artifacts suspended in transparent crystalline cases. There was an old Earth guitar, a vinyl record, even a rusted fragment of what looked like an ancient spacecraft hull. Each relic seemed to be preserved like a museum exhibit, frozen in time. "We need to get aboard," Elara said, her voice filled with both determination and awe. "Whatever this ship is, it holds the key to the signal and to a part of our history we never even knew existed." The captain hesitated for just a moment before nodding. "Prepare an away team. Let's find out what secrets this ship holds," he ordered. The crew suited up, their minds buzzing with anticipation and a hint of trepidation. As the airlock cycled open and the first team stepped into the eerie silence of the alien vessel, it was clear that whatever lay ahead was unlike anything they had encountered before. The air inside the alien vessel was still and cold, a silence so deep it seemed to swallow the sounds of the Vanguard crew's footsteps. Their helmet lights cut through the darkness, casting long shadows that danced across the corridor's metallic walls, etched with strange symbols and intricate patterns that seemed to shift when viewed from different angles. As the away team advanced deeper into the ship, it became apparent that this place was ancient, far older than any civilization humanity had yet encountered. Dr. Elara Mendez led the way, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. "Let's set up a portable scanner here," she instructed, pointing to a wide chamber where several pathways converged. The room's walls were adorned with crystalline panels that glowed faintly, casting a soft, pulsating light. It was as if the ship itself was alive, reacting to their presence. Elara activated the scanner, which immediately began to map the vessel's interior and search for the source of the signal. As the device hummed to life, data flooded onto her tablet. There was a peculiar energy signature permeating the ship, one that seemed to resonate with the signal's unique frequencies. The closer they got to the central core, the stronger the readings became, almost as if they were walking toward the very heart of the echoes. "Over here," called Lieutenant Ree, her voice crackling over the comms. She was standing beside a large chamber at the end of the corridor, where the artifacts they had seen from outside were now displayed. Each relic was encased in a crystalline material, preserved in a way that suggested reverence or curiosity. There was a sense of deliberate curation, as if someone, or something, had gathered these items for a purpose. Elara approached a suspended case containing an old guitar, its wood worn and strings long corroded. Beside it, there was a vinyl record with a faded label, and next to that, a small plaque written in an alien script. Elara scanned the inscription, and the translation appeared on her tablet. Asterisk, the songs of Earth, memory echoes. Asterisk. How could they have this? Jax asked, his voice filled with disbelief. These things should have decayed centuries ago. Elara's mind raced. It's as if they were collecting pieces of our history, she murmured. But why and how did they know about us so long ago? As they ventured further into the chamber, they found a large circular console at the center, ringed by glowing runes that pulsed with a rhythm like a heartbeat. Elara approached it cautiously and placed her hand near the surface. The console reacted instantly, projecting a three-dimensional hologram into the air above them. The hologram depicted Earth as it had been centuries ago, surrounded by a web of light that expanded outward, tracing the paths of humanity's early spacefaring endeavors. The projection then shifted to show a figure, an alien being with elongated limbs and shimmering, metallic skin, standing alongside early human astronauts. In a series of images, the alien seemed to guide the humans, observing and occasionally intervening. "They were watching us," Ree whispered, her eyes wide. All this time they were there. The hologram changed again, showing the alien figure fleeing from a dark, amorphous shape that spread across the projection like ink in water. The final image was of the ship they were now standing in, drifting into the nebula as the dark shape consumed the stars behind it. A data burst accompanied the projection, and Elara quickly captured the information. It appeared to be a log left by the alien race, a final message encoded within the signal. "Whatever that thing was, it destroyed them," Elara said, her voice shaking. "And they left this ship here, hidden in the nebula, as a warning, and maybe as a way for us to understand what's coming." The crew stood in stunned silence. The echoes of Earth's past were not just a coincidence or a lost transmission. They were a message from a civilization that had tried to protect humanity, and now it was up to them to uncover what lay beyond the shadows. As Dr. Elara Mendez and the away team processed the hologram's ominous message, the Vanguard alarms erupted into a cacophony of noise. The ship's AI, CAL, projected an urgent alert through the crew's earpieces. Energy surge detected. Unstable gravitational forces approaching fast. The entire vessel groaned as space itself seemed to shudder. A sudden tremor rippled through the alien ship, the crystalline cases vibrating with an otherworldly hum. Outside, the nebula's vibrant colors intensified, swirling violently as if stirred by an invisible hand. The darkness from the hologram, the shape that had consumed stars, was more than just a warning. It was here, awakening from some ancient slumber, drawn by the signal that had now fully activated. Elara's heart raced. "We need to get back to the Vanguard now," she ordered, her voice taut with urgency. The away team sprinted back through the maze of corridors, the strange runes on the walls pulsing faster as if the ship itself sensed the impending threat. They reached the airlock just as the ship's tremors intensified. and the darkness outside seemed to coalesce, taking form. As the away team scrambled aboard, CL's voice was sharp. "Captain, the gravitational readings are off the scale. It's like the nebula is collapsing in on itself." The display screens showed a roiling black mass closing in from all directions, a living darkness that twisted and contorted with a sinister intelligence. Jax Thornton grabbed the controls, his jaw set in determination. "Get us out of here, Lieutenant Ree, maximum thrust." The Vanguard engines roared to life, and the ship blasted away from the alien vessel, navigating a narrow escape route through the collapsing nebula. But no matter how fast they moved, the darkness gained on them, enveloping everything in its path. In the science lab, Alara feverishly studied the data from the alien log, searching for anything that could help. The final message contained not just warnings, but also encoded instructions, detailing a way to manipulate the energy within the nebula itself. "The signal, it's a key," she muttered. "If we can amplify its harmonic frequency using the alien technology, we might be able to disrupt whatever that thing is." Jax's voice came over the comms. "You'd better hurry, Doc. We're running out of space, literally." Alara and her team worked quickly, integrating the alien technology they had retrieved from the vessel into the Vanguard systems. The crew retuned the ship's energy emitters to match the signal's unique waveform, aligning it with the nebula's natural resonances. As they activated the modified system, the ship's sensors showed the signal reverberating through the surrounding space, resonating against the dark mass that pursued them. For a moment, it seemed to work. The darkness faltered, recoiling as if in pain, and the nebula's chaotic light surged outward, pushing it back. But the reprieve was brief. The entity recovered, now twisting and thrashing with greater fury, as if enraged by the disruption. It lashed out at the Vanguard ensnaring the ship in tendrils of black energy that sapped power from its systems. "We need more power," Alara shouted, sweat beading on her forehead. "We're not matching its frequency perfectly, it's adapting." The Vanguard trembled, warning lights flashing throughout the ship. Alara's fingers flew across the controls, her mind racing for a solution. She realized they needed to amplify the human elements embedded in the signal, the music, the voices, the sounds of Earth. It wasn't just the frequency, but the very essence of humanity that could drive back the darkness. "Jax, patch in the audio from the original signal," Alara said, a spark of determination lighting in her eyes. "Let's make it hear us." As the ship's speakers erupted with echoes of Earth's past, songs of hope, voices of defiance, cries for unity, the darkness recoiled again, but this time, it shuddered as if truly feeling the weight of humanity's enduring spirit. The nebula flared with blinding light, and the cosmic awakening reached its crescendo. The battle for survival had begun. The Vanguard trembled under the relentless assault of the dark entity. Black tendrils of energy coiled around the ship, squeezing its hull like a predator crushing its prey. Warning lights flashed as systems flickered, threatening to fail under the immense pressure. The echoes of humanity's past continued to blare from the speakers, a chaotic blend of music, voices, and static that reverberated through the ship. But the darkness wasn't letting go, it was adapting, twisting its form in response to the frequencies. Dr. Alara Mendez gripped the edge of her console, her knuckles white. "We're close," she muttered. "The entity is reacting to the signal, but we need to amplify it even further." She glanced at the readings. They had managed to slow the entity's advance, but its grip was tightening again, crushing the Vanguard from all sides. Captain Jax Thornton's voice crackled over the comms, filled with urgency. "Alara, if you've got anything left to try, now's the time. We're losing structural integrity." Alara's mind raced through the possibilities. The alien log had hinted at a deeper layer of the signal, one that could resonate beyond the physical. The ship's energy emitters had to be reconfigured to incorporate a broader spectrum, targeting not just sound or light, but emotions, hope, fear, defiance, the very essence of the human experience. "I need to modulate the emitters to sync with our neural patterns," she said, her voice trembling with both fear and resolve. "We're going to send out a wave based on our own emotional signatures." Ilara quickly configured the system to scan the crew's brainwaves and convert them into an energy pattern. As the emitters came online, the new wave pulsed outward, infusing the original signal with the crew's collective emotions, anger, determination, and hope, all converging into a powerful harmonic that resonated across the dark tendrils. The entity shuddered as the wave hit, its form splintering and recoiling from the ship. But it wasn't enough. The darkness rallied, lashing out with even greater fury, as if desperate to extinguish the light. The ship groaned as the dark energy began seeping through its hull, creeping into the corridors and dimming the lights. Ilara's vision blurred as the encroaching darkness sapped the very heat and life from the air. Yet in the midst of despair, a voice echoed through her mind, one from the original signal: "Stay strong, stay human." It was the fragment they had first heard upon discovering the signal, a reminder that this battle wasn't just about survival, it was about defiance. A surge of clarity coursed through her. "We need to push harder. Everyone, focus on the memories that define us. Use the neural interface to project what makes us human. Our triumphs, our losses, everything." The crew concentrated, their thoughts merging into the interface. Moments of love, the bittersweetness of loss, the thrill of exploration, the defiance in the face of impossible odds. The Vanguard energy emitters flared as the resonance reached a new intensity. The darkness recoiled violently, its tendrils snapping away as if burned. The nebula responded to the amplified wave, its chaotic swirls aligning into a brilliant cascade of light that cut through the black mass. The entity writhed, fragments of its dark form unraveling, unable to withstand the sheer force of the human spirit projected against it. In its final moments, the darkness seemed to scream, a silent howl that echoed through the void, before disintegrating into nothingness, leaving only the radiant colors of the nebula in its wake. As the Vanguard steadied, the crew exhaled in unison, the weight of what they had just faced slowly sinking in. They had not only survived, they had fought back an ancient cosmic darkness with the power of humanity's enduring spirit. The ship's speakers fell silent, save for the faint echo of the original signal, now a triumphant reminder of what they had overcome. Ilara slumped back in her chair, exhausted but triumphant. "It wasn't just a message," she said softly, a small smile forming on her lips. "It was a call to prove that we still exist, and that we always will." The Vanguard floated in the calm that followed the storm, surrounded by the vivid hues of the luminal nebula, which now shimmered with a strange serenity. Where there had once been chaotic bursts of light and pockets of dark energy, there was now a tranquil sea of colors, as if the nebula itself had been reborn. The alien vessel, the source of the original signal, lay dormant in the distance, its purpose seemingly fulfilled. Dr. Ilara Mendez and the crew of the Vanguard had survived an encounter with an ancient darkness that had threatened to consume them all. But the journey wasn't over, it was only just beginning. In the ship's main lab, Ilara stared at the data scrolling across her screen, still coming to terms with what had happened. The final wave that had dispersed the entity had done more than merely defend the ship. It had resonated throughout the nebula, triggering an energy release that altered the entire region. The readings indicated a stabilization of gravitational forces and a shift in the nebula's core, like the opening of a door. Lieutenant Ree entered the lab, her face illuminated by the display's soft glow. "Ilara, we're picking up something new," she said, a mix of awe and apprehension in her voice. It's a signal, but it's different this time. Not an echo, a beacon. Ilara's heart skipped a beat. Let me see. She analyzed the new transmission. Unlike the earlier chaotic patchwork of human voices and static, this signal was clear and consistent. A rhythmic pulse that seemed to beckon them deeper into the nebula. It was broadcasting coordinates, pointing to a specific location. Captain Jax Thornton's voice came over the intercom. All senior officers to the bridge. We've got a decision to make. Gathered on the bridge, the crew exchanged wary glances. The darkness they had encountered had been defeated, but the revelation that followed seemed to raise more questions than answers. The alien vessel's logs had only hinted at the truth that there had been an ancient race observing humanity from afar, guiding and protecting when necessary. But the darkness had come for them, and now a new mystery lay ahead. Do we follow the beacon? Jax asked, his gaze steady. Or do we report back with what we found and leave this place behind? Ilara stepped forward, her voice filled with conviction. We didn't come all this way just to turn back now. The signal led us here for a reason. The nebula is different now. It feels like it's been waiting for this moment, for someone to open the next chapter. Her eyes scanned the faces of her fellow crew members. There's something out there, something that could reshape our understanding of our place in the universe. Jax considered her words, then gave a nod. Prepare the ship to follow the beacon, he ordered. If there's more to discover, we're not going to let it slip away. As the Vanguard began its new course, the nebula parted before them, revealing a path that seemed almost deliberately formed, as if sculpted by some ancient intelligence. The ship surged forward, driven by the crew's resolve to uncover the truth. The beacon's pulse grew stronger as they approached, and soon a distant glow appeared on the horizon, a luminous structure nestled within the nebula's heart, unlike anything they had seen before. It was vast and intricate, with geometric patterns etched into its surfaces that pulsed in sync with the beacon. It was not a ship, but something far more significant. A gateway, a relic of a long-forgotten age that had somehow endured through the eons. Ilara felt a profound sense of awe as they drew closer. This was not just a discovery. It was an invitation to explore, to learn, and to confront the vast unknown with the indomitable spirit that had carried them this far. The darkness had tested them, but now, with a new dawn rising over the nebula, they were ready to face whatever lay beyond that ancient gateway.